Welcome officially to the event showcasing leaders and Co 2.0. Co-Leadership Awards celebrate ambition and commitment for great business practices that are transforming lives and solving environmental channels. Let's go over the program and see what's in store today. First, you're going to hear about the Co Awards. What is it about them? What makes these winners a leading aspect in the fashion industry, and what it is transforming through their best practice and activities the fashion industry. We're also going to be talking with our content guru Melanie Plant about the highlights of the Brand Leaders Summit that we held on December last year. We're going to pass on to also showcasing some of the brands and suppliers that have gained the Co-Leadership Awards and that have been nominated for the Co-10 businesses leading best practice in the fashion globally. We're going to hop over after that and connect you to the best features about Code 2.0 with our founder, Tamsin Lejeune. These are the features that are going to support you to succeed in your business across the triple bottom line. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about on what's next on our upcoming event of Co-Expo, the Fashion Sustainable Sourcing Expo, and how you can join, exhibit, or even partnering with us. Please stay until the end because we're going to also have a Q&A session when you're going to get your questions answered. So Tamsin, over to you to introduce officially the Co-Leadership Awards.
Thank you, Marielle. It's wonderful to be here and wonderful to see the names coming into the room. So at the heart of Co is our mission to turn sustainability from a cost to an opportunity. And the awards are a core part of that. To achieve that, we need to be creating real commercial benefits for businesses that are operating in the most sustainable way. And that, in the end, is what the awards are about. The way businesses display on Co is entirely dependent on their ranking. So the more sustainable you are as a business, the higher ranking, and this really matters. Our highest ranking businesses get over 2,700% more views, more customers, more visitors to their profile, to their products and services than those who rank lower down. And the highest boost that any business can get to their ranking is through an award. So as well as, as an award winner, and the ones we're going to present today are the ones that come up top when anyone's searching on Co. And this is partly why we've created this system so that we can reward and incentivize best practice. We also promote winners across the Co network and social media and through our partners. Now, any business operating in the fashion industry based anywhere can apply for an award. So you can be early stage, you can be one of the world's largest players on the sourcing side or the production side or in retail. There are two types, leadership awards and the Co-10. So we have this year 130 winners of leadership awards. Now, to win a leadership award, you need to meet 4 out of our 6 leadership criteria. And we've also shortlisted 32 businesses who are have the chance of winning one of the 10 prestigious Co-10 awards. So what the Co-10 is 10 businesses across the supply chain, so suppliers, manufacturers, materials, suppliers, brands, who we put the spotlight on as amongst the most inspiring businesses leading best practice across the world. And these businesses obviously get a lot of promotion. I know in this room, we have a lot of representatives from companies that have both gained leadership awards and been shortlisted for the Co-10. So welcome. We are inspired by you every day. Because we have 130 winners, and I just wanted to emphasize that we have 50,000 members on Co. So 130 winners amongst that is a huge accolade. We hope to award more businesses the leadership standard. Our goal is to move the dial for as many businesses as possible to be operating at a high standard. What this means is we're not able to allow every representative of our awards to speak in this session. What we're going to do is I'm going to pass over to some of our team members to share some of the highlights, to put the spotlight on some of the business. And we're also going to show you our hub, which we're just gone live, where we are representing award winners so that you can find them, see them, connect with them. And in order to give more spotlight to those businesses, we want to hear your voices, because of anything we do at Common Objective, it's the businesses and the individuals who form the community who are by far the most interesting thing about it. So to allow us to hear those voices, we're launching a fireside chat series from April post Expo, where we'll be hearing one-to-one from a series of our award winners about how they've done it and what they've done. And just quickly, before we go into looking at some of these incredible businesses, the 6 leadership criteria that we consider when looking at an award winners, you'll hear more from my colleagues, Mariel and Andy, when we look specifically at some of the businesses, what has made them stand out. But the 6 criteria, the top one and the most important one is mission. A business to be seen as representing leadership needs to have sustainability and ethical best practice embedded within their mission. Secondly, business model. There are many different business models that sit behind the fashion industry. We all know that one of the biggest challenges we face with the fashion industry is that the core business model that sits behind the largest number of products that are sold is a fast fashion model where clothes are made and sold cheaply. And inherently, that business model is difficult to make sustainable. So what are businesses, small and large, doing to address the business model? Because their creative thinking needs to go beyond just the product and the way you produce it and the way you support the people in the supply chain. It needs to really address the elephant in the room, which in the end is how much clothes we make and throw away, and often made out of polyester and plastic products. So the 3rd criteria is product, how sustainable the product is, sourcing, production, but also, is it a product that will sell? So we refer to something called business in 3 dimensions, which means business that ticks all 3 boxes. It's a product that's going to sell and that people want to buy and that's got a good quality. It's also sustainable environmentally, and it supports the people behind the product, the 3 dimensions of great business practice. So we are looking at products that are selling, that are chiming, that people are keeping. Businesses that are having impact are often able to do that more when they're selling well. And so that's a criteria. Roadmap: has the business considered where they're going, not just what they're doing now, but where they're going, in not just in relation to the way it's produced. Maybe business model is a part of that. Maybe the way they change behavior is a part of that. And communications is the final criteria. So, the fashion industry is awesome in its potential to change behavior and raise awareness. Many of our businesses on Co and the leaders that you're going to hear about are making it their mission to use their audience and reach as a fashion brand to change the way people operate. So if we could just navigate quickly to the hub, which we can also give you the link to this in the chat so you can visit it. So here we have our new event hub capability. So in the resources section, you can see quite a lot more about the awards. There's also a very useful article on what makes a winner. So what's made them stand out. And then along the top here, we've organized the winners into 5 different categories. I'd really encourage you to go to I'm going to pass over to my colleagues to show you these a bit more, and you'll see, if you're a representative from an award winner, you'll see yourself there. The great thing about Co is that we're a bit like a LinkedIn for fashion, so you can connect with anybody who you can see as part of these businesses. So I'm going to pass on to my colleagues, Mariel and Andy. Mariel heads up our brands. Andy is our supplier expert, who are going to tell us a bit about some of the award winners.
Amazing. Thank you, Tamsin. Now, I would love to highlight all of them. As Tamsin says, we obviously don't have time for that in this session. And actually, that's not the main benefit of being mentioned in this webinar. The real benefits are the ranking. So you appear higher in the search ranking, which Tamsin mentioned, that we rank business profiles based on merit, looking at commercial, so the quality of your products and services, the social impact and the environmental commitments. And being an award winner gives you a big boost. So that's a huge benefit. And then another benefit, of course, is you get the award symbol that you can use across all of your social media platforms and so on. So we're not going to mention all of you. There's quite a number here. It's so fantastic to see in the chat many of you here right now. So if we just head to the materials one, which the materials tab, just mention a handful, but please do go and dig around this this brilliant hub to find all these brilliant suppliers. So we got Better Packaging, who just a few months ago launched Plastic, which is the world's first 100% ocean-bound plastic pollution mailers and bags, which is very much in line with their mission of designing out the waste associated with packaging. And they do this through innovative materials and clever design. They work with communities in some of the world's most polluted coastal regions and help collect plastic pollution before it enters the ocean and then recycles it into packaging. They were part of Expo last July, and actually their Plastic product has been launched since then. So that's a really exciting development from the team over at Better Packaging. Orange Fiber produce fabrics from byproducts of citrus juice. The innovative process has been patented since 2014. And also more recently, they partnered with Lenzing Group to develop a fiber made of orange and wood pulp. And by 2025, they aim to reach 100% circularity of water and chemicals. And they also aim to become B Corp certified. Global Green, who I noticed Rodrigo messaged in the chat. Rodrigo's in the room, and Global Green focuses on social impact very much alongside the environmental impact. And they work extensively with worker cooperatives. They provide access to sustainable bioleathers, such as bee leaf from Novakiru, recycled fabrics from EcoSimple, and natural fibers made from agricultural waste from Torsatex. They're also working towards B Corp certification with the aim of achieving that in 2 years. So we're honored to have all these, the ones you see, not just the ones I've mentioned, but all these material suppliers you see in this part of the award hub, that we're honored to have them as part of the co-community. Touching very quickly on manufacturers, just highlight Second Innings, who work in partnership and collaboration with Gucci and with Oxfam Italia. They produce for a wide variety of fashion brands and corporations, and they have an in-house brand called I Was a Sari, for which they make accessories and apparel from pre-loved Indian saris. And they got a fantastic goal of working with 400 artisans by 2026. Coco, which stands for Knit One Garment, Change One Life. They're on a massive mission to employ 40,000 women to knit 1 million garments. They are B Corp certified and based in Australia. They work with women in Tamil Nadu, India. And again, I would encourage you to go to this part of the award hub, and you can browse all of these different manufacturers, and you can get in touch with them by clicking send message on their business profiles. So you can reach out to any of these award winners. And just very quickly, there's the artisan producer tab as well. We've got artisan producers such as Base, Bangladesh, and Ammo Design, and many more. Again, please do get in touch with them to learn more about these fantastic businesses. So all these businesses will get highlighted through social media as part of being an award winner. And I now hand over to the wonderful Marielle, who will show you the brand side of things.
Thank you. Gracias, Andy. As mentioned, these are two award categories, the Leadership Award, which reward leadership in sustainable fashion business, and the Co-10, which puts in the spotlight 10 businesses at the forefront of best practice. So due to the time, and because we want also to get into the Q&A sessions with you, I'm gonna highlight some of the brands here to give you a little bit of inspiration on why are their product amazing and how are they working in terms of 3D. For those who don't know, the fashion businesses of the future will be the ones that operate successfully in the three dimensions: commercial, environmental, and social. One of them I would like to mention is Ellen Fisher from USA. What makes Ellen Fisher a winner? Ellen Fisher has been creating timeless clothing for over 30 years, leading in the industry and changing lives. Since 2005, Ellen Fisher has invested in developing supply chains and activities and initiatives in Peru, for instance, for developing good wage systems, auditing their factories, and creating by developing certifications like Blue Sign or Ecotex and a B Corp company. One of their social impacts are connected with the Renew, a take-back program that gives Ellen Fisher clothes a second life. So they are committed with closing the loop and making clothes a lifetime commitment. The next one, we go over to Aspiga. I know we have the Caitlin around here. Congratulations. And what Aspiga is making as a difference is creating contemporary clothing, timeless collections for women and men using natural and organic materials. Aspiga is sourcing their fabrics to ensure that they are sustainable and eco-friendly organic. So they have the 100 GOTS approved certification. The linen that they use is a European flag certification, which certifies traceability at every step of processing from flaxseed to the finished product. What about their social impact? They are giving back by strengthening the relationships and partners, supporting the education and commitment to employ highly skilled artisans. So I encourage you to check out the business profiles of all these amazing winners and learn more about their sustainability practices, their sustainability goals, because that is what CO is about, getting them ahead of the game in the fashion industry. Next up is Tentry from Canada. What about Tentry? Tentry is creating clothing with impact, a climate neutral certified fashion brand. What for every item sold, they plant 10 trees. What is their commitment now in 2030? They want to plant 1 billion trees. The brand's clothes are made from 95% of sustainability materials. And they realized that the journey doesn't only end in planting trees. They are raising awareness to their audiences, to constantly looking at innovative ways to make apparel with the smallest possible footprint. Let's go now into the accessories. In the accessories, we're moving a little bit of fashion and talking about Pala Eyewear. They are a B Corp certified eyewear brand. What they do is, in terms of social impact, for every pair of sunglasses sold, they give back to eye care programs in Africa by providing grants to vision centers, dispensaries, and screening programs. How are they building and delivering their products is what makes them stand out. Their glasses are made of plant-based bioacetate, that means biodegradable, lenses, which has 39.5% of castor bean. For Pala, circular fashion is the key, as they employ a take-back scheme for all frames from their customers, responsible upcycled to TerraCycle program. Now let's go all the way to New Zealand, and we're gonna talk about Untouched World. They are a world that is being recognized by the United Nations for their sustainability efforts, and their products are timeless, multitasking styles, and signature classics. They work with natural fabrics and also with products like organic cotton, tencel, organic soybean, and they manufacture more than 95% of what they sell in New Zealand. So they are going towards the slow fashion movement, providing employment and excellent working conditions for over 100 people. What is their social impact for untouched world? These pieces are also made connecting projects with women in India who have escaped life in poverty, and they're giving profits from these garments and channeling into the Untouched World Foundation, which give students the opportunity to gain practical skills and knowledge and become the leaders for a sustainable future. So please, we encourage you again to take a look at these amazing brands that have won the Co-Leadership Awards. And now, let's pass on voting for the final Co-10 finalists. We have until tomorrow, so we encourage you, everybody, to put in the spotlight businesses that are creating great products and services that maximize benefits to people and minimize the impact of the environment. This
The
year,
voting link is in the chat if you want to vote there.
thank you, Tamsin. Please vote. You have until 3rd of February, and we have shortlisted 32 businesses, and 10 of which will gain a co-leadership award.
So the deadline is tomorrow. And just one point to add, because I know we have a number of people in the room who may not be leadership award winners, but may be interested in gaining an award. So it might be helpful if, Lauren, you could navigate to one of the business profiles so that we can just demonstrate what a winner looks like, and also show you how you can do the same for your business. So all you need to do to apply for an award is create a business profile on Co. Our next awards don't open until the end of the year, but we also have a leadership program on Co. So at any point you can upgrade to our leader package, and we'll support you to do what you need to do to gain that award. Meryl, I don't know if you have anything else to add to
Yes, I would like just to finalize saying for the Co-10 that the only guideline to follow is that you select the business for each of our 4 categories, and we have brands, scaling sustainability, brand pioneers, supplier materials, and supplier production. So please, we encourage you to vote now, and we will be announcing Co-10 winners coming soon. So yes, over to you now to Melanie. Melanie, go ahead and give us a little bit insight of what happened in the Brand Leaders Summit last year.
Thanks so much, Marielle. So yeah, I'm going to run through our inaugural Brand Leaders event that happened back in December and give you some highlights and some of the key takeaways from that event. And we had a fantastic range of speakers at the event. We had brands from Artland Denim to Patagonia. We had Bottle Top, we had Rayburn, you can see all the names up there. So, and we heard from founders, from senior management, and really the focus of the Brand Leaders event was how to create best-selling products that sell well, but are also, positive in terms of sustainability impact. So it was hearing from them firsthand how they've managed to achieve that. So first up, we were lucky enough to be joined by James Bartle, who some of you might be familiar with, the founder and CEO of Outland Denim, Australia's first B Corp certified denim brand, known for its revolutionary approach to social and environmental sustainability. And James shared with us his thoughts on managing rapid growth, both the positives and the negatives. And he told us, for example, how adapting to the local Cambodian culture, where they predominantly produce it, and avoiding whitewashing and a kind of we know best approach was really key to the brand experiencing rapid growth. And I know that's been particularly true during the pandemic, when they've not been able to go over to Cambodia and work so closely, but they've actually been able to allow the team to lead themselves. And it's really worked well for them. He also talked about the rapid growth that Outland Denim experienced after Meghan Markle was photographed wearing their Harriet black denim skinny jean, which you can see on the left here, leading it to sell out overnight and a 6-month waiting list. And while it led to Outland being able to provide employment to a significant number of new machinists, in hindsight, James really spoke about how he would like to have taken a longer term view on growth at that point. But with the benefit of hindsight, that's how he feels about it now. But he also spoke about sustainability and highlighted the issue of chemicals used in dyeing, and the huge responsibility that we have when producing clothing that people wear every single day of their lives, given that clothing is rubbing up against the largest organ of our body, our skin. Obviously, that's particularly true of denim, something that we wear day in and day out. I also asked James how Out and Denim use sustainable fabrics and processes and yet remain competitive on price. And I thought he had an interesting response to this. He said, we're never going to be able to compare with brands that have built their business on price point, and we don't desire to. Ultimately, our brand is an educator of the reality of the true cost of producing a garment. And I think that, he said, is where the beauty is as well. When someone buys our product, they're not just buying this epic pair of jeans, they're buying education, they bring our community into something that is so much greater than themselves. And it is not just about social impact, they're buying into innovation and the way that jeans will be made in the future. We also heard from Cressy Westling, co-founder of Elvis and Cressy. Since 2005, Elvis and Cressy have been rescuing decommissioned fire hoses and transforming them to luxury lifestyle accessories and donating 50% of profits back to charities. And in April this year, Elvis and Cressy celebrated their success by giving their largest ever donation of almost £100,000 to charity. And I asked Cressy, how did they go about achieving product market fit? And I thought this was really interesting. She said all their research into product development tends to be talking to people on the sales floor and asking them what they have always sold, specifically not what they sold this year or last year, but what items do people need all the time. And she said it was never about talking to consumers. It was about finding out what the perennials are. She also spoke about how using waste fire hoses has created a unique situation where from day one, the brand suddenly had 66,000 brand ambassadors, which is just incredible. Namely, those people working in the fire service and their friends and family. And that certainly in the early days, she said, there was no amount that they could have paid to generate that level of goodwill. We were also thrilled to be joined by Molly Coe, co-founder of Osse Duro, a women's wear label with a cult following and over $1 million in sales, worn by Michelle Obama. Osse Duro has scaled up artisanal techniques such as hand dyeing and weaving while maintaining direct relationships with all producers, and they predominantly work out of Ghana. Molly spoke at length about how they've adapted local artisanal techniques and experimented with applying traditional batik to different base cloths to create a product that feels as good as it looks. But for me, it was her thoughts on her brand business model itself that were the most interesting, because Molly spoke of the brand's move away from wholesale and how it's really paid off for them. And this is something that we've been reading about. I don't know if any of you subscribe to Vogue Business, Business of Fashion. This is something that's been in the news for some time about a move away from wholesale and D2C instead. And she said in 2017, we made a big shift away from focusing on wholesale and focusing on direct to consumer through our website. And that has made a big difference for us. And in 2019, we started paying for marketing, which also made a big difference. And most of our sales are now through our website. And about 10% of our sales are through wholesale to stores. And she said, I don't know how many other people do this, but it's worked quite well for us, is we put the upcoming season online on a password protected site about 3 months before we're ready to start shipping the first delivery. And stores have access to it and they can purchase it outright at wholesale prices. So they have to pay 100% upfront. So basically they have to save budget for us, but it takes a lot of the risk away for us and it's really paid off for them. I also spoke to Cameron Soul, co-founder of Bottle Top, the accessories brand with a mission to alleviate poverty and which counts David Beckham and Naomi Campbell as ambassadors. And Cameron provided insights into the social impact of his business and how collaborations have really paid off for Bottle Top. He said, I would say collaboration has been absolutely fundamental to our journey because each time we've done a new collaboration, we've built on what we've done previously and then really leveraged that to drive into new territory from a design and aesthetics perspective that oftentimes have really moved the needle for them. We also heard from Jodie Susan, who's the managing director of Allbirds Europe. The sustainable practices are embedded into the mission at Allbirds, and the brand has combined this with success from the very beginning, selling 1 million pair of shoes within its first 2 years, and an absolute favorite within Silicon Valley. They're known as a kind of normcore type shoe, but last year, Allbirds made a move into the technical running shoe market and actually produced a best-selling product. So I spoke to Jodie about that, the Tree Dasher running shoe. And really interesting use of materials. It predominantly uses natural fibers using eucalyptus tree fiber knitted into an upper, sugarcane midsole, and a sock liner made from castor beans. And I asked Jodie again about product market fit and what she put the success down to of the Tree Dasher. And she said it really was about creating a great looking product that performs well. And then they've achieved this through rigorous testing with athletes. And the launch also coincided with the pandemic and the surge in interest in exercise. So all brought together with a strong sustainable narrative around carbon footprint reduction. And for those who don't already know, Allbirds shoes carry a carbon footprint consumer-facing label on them, detailing the carbon impact of each product. And I was also lucky enough to speak to Christine Goulet, who's the Global Director of Material Science company Pangaia. Pangaia has been described by L'Officiel as the most inspiring sustainable fashion brand of the moment and has taken social media by storm, counting Bella Hadid, Justin Bieber, and a number of other celebrities such as Jaden Smith and Kourtney Kardashian as fans. And Christine shared the brand's philosophy and real kind of laser focus on material innovation with us. And she told us how the direct-to-consumer brand is working well to promote Pangaia's B2B arm by getting their material innovations out there. So if you don't already know, Pangaia have the B2C arm, and those are the products that you can see on display here on the slide. But they have a whole B2B arm as well, where brands can actually buy into these innovations. So it's really paying off for them as a strategy. So it's allowing them to get their material innovations out there by having the B2C offering, getting people excited about them and helping to drive demand upstream and helping to show other brands that you can do it and it's all possible. So a lot of these technologies then roll over to the B2B portfolio where other brands can tap into them. So it's a really interesting concept. And in terms of getting product market fit right, Christine spoke of a unique team culture at Pangaia and how they talk internally about being at the intersection of science, purpose, and design. And she said, historically, in the case of sustainability, there's been the connotation that the product might not be quite as good, that if you have something that is organic or you have something made out of nettle fiber, it's going to feel terrible, like you're wearing a potato sack, and it's going to be also more expensive. But she said, within Pangaia, there is an understanding that you need to lead with the product and the product still needs to be stellar. It needs to be desirable. And we're also joined by designer and founder of her eponymous brand, Bav Taylor. And since 2015, Bav has pioneered the creation of exquisite fashion collections based on sustainable and fair trade fabrics and sourcing. And she told us how her sales strategy has evolved and how to direct to consumer has really paid off for her brand too. And Bav explained how the one thing she would do if she could go back in time would be not to put all her eggs in one basket and focus solely on wholesale. And she really kind of spoke about how exciting it was to be part of London Fashion Week and to have all that interest from some of the world's leading stores, but actually building the direct to consumer base has allowed her to get close to her clients and really understand their needs, which has strengthened her products and her brand. She also spoke about her use of innovative fabrics such as bee leaf, which was mentioned, one of Nova Caro's fabrics. It's a vegan leather substitute made from elephant ear leaves that she has used to create clutches and accessories, and just how supple and easy to work with it is, which was interesting to hear about. And also how much her clients like nettle, which they particularly like for its wellness benefits. So that was good to hear too. And last but not least, we heard from Christopher Rayburn, the founder of his eponymous brand Rayburn, known for its design-led recycled and remade garments. And when I asked Chris how he ensures his products remain competitive on price, such as his organic white cotton t-shirt, he said, well, we talk about issue and we talk about expenses and we talk about all these things, but what we really should be talking about, and he means within the industry, is value, longevity, and quality. And we're by no means, he said, the cheapest t-shirt out there, but why would we even want to be? Because that is not our message or our value as a company. And he went on to say that he doesn't really have that dialogue with his customers around price, as they know they're not buying a basic product, it's a premium product. And he also talked about the journey his brand has gone on and how it took 5 years to evolve the business model, moving away from working solely with remade items and focusing on coats and jackets to providing a more rounded product offering, including more commercial items. And he told us that it really came in tandem with showing at London Fashion Week, winning a few awards and receiving an amazing amount of support from wholesalers. But they've then started to kind of dig in after a season, asking, well, where are the commercial wholesale products? And this is really what led Chris to expand the product range and to include the reduced and recycled ranges, producing commercial products made from sustainable and recycled materials. So that's just a snapshot of some of the inspiring insights our brand leaders shared with us. And to hear more, you can check out the full recordings on Con Objective. They're available exclusively to our pro members. And I'm now going to pass back over to Tamsin. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Melanie. Super inspiring. It's really good to hear that summary, helpful whether or not you attended the event, I think. And just watch out, because we're going to be issuing more content in the form of case studies, summaries, highlights from brand leaders as we go forward, to draw out these learnings and elements of success. And that's what the fireside chats are too. You'll notice that quite a few of the brand leaders we heard from are also award winners on Co. So moving on to Co 2.0, I just wanted to remind people, if you have questions, we'll have a Q&A session at the end. So please post them in the chat and then we'll be ready to answer them. And members of the team can also answer you directly in the Q&A. So when the pandemic hit in 2020, we got really focused on what we could do to make a real difference for the individuals and businesses on Co. And we now reach 50,000 members, which is exciting, but also a responsibility for us. We wanted to make it easier for fashion professionals and anyone operating in the fashion industry to make the most sustainable decisions and reward and incentivize best practice. So we spent a lot of time in the early days of the pandemic talking to our members and trying to get clarity on what would really make a difference. And that's what led to Co 2.0. So I'm going to hand over again to some of the members of our team who will navigate you to some of this content. Now, this is relevant. Some of these features are available to all. I know we've got quite a few of our pro members in the space. We want to make you, I think one of the challenges we have at Co is that there's so much on there. There's so much great things happening, not just in terms of content, but now in terms of new features. Sometimes it can be hard to stay on top of what there is. And very often we'll talk to members and they'll say, wow, okay, I didn't know you had that. So we want to do more, making sure, and that's what this year is all about, making sure that our members know and use what's on Co. So I'm going to give you a 2-minute introduction to 4 things that we launched and we went live towards the end of last year. Our flagship project is Co-Create. What this means is that any brand or entrepreneur who wants to create a fashion collection through Co can access simple, easy to use software, takes you through a very visual process. We know our network is creative people to present what it is you're trying to do and get that matched with suppliers. Great supplier brand connections are behind almost all of the businesses we've heard from today and heard about. They make all the difference between success and failure. So Co-Create is a tool to support that. We've already got some pretty amazing brands posting projects on there. If you're a brand, it's your opportunity to get the perfect supply. You can find both fabrics and suppliers, manufacturers. And if you're a manufacturer, do have a look and respond. It's a very quick process. It draws from all the effort you've taken already to build up your profile, because we know people put a lot of work into those. You don't have to redo any of that. The software will draw from everything you've entered there. Co-Credits, the baby of Melanie, who's heading up our content. Again, drawing back to the original concept of Co, which is turning sustainability from a cost to an opportunity. One of the things that came out loud and clear from our audience and our members when we spoke to them is training, raising skills, getting answers to questions was top of the agenda for many of our businesses, large and small. But time is short, especially if you're running a business. It's tough in the fashion industry anyway. You're looking after the bottom line. You've got competitors on your back. It's really hard to do. How do you find the time to upskill yourself, your team? We reckon you should get rewarded for that. Why should the businesses that take the time to do the work, to upskill their teams, have to take that time away from their business and not gain benefits? So the concept for Co-Credits is you do the work, you gain credits, you get a stamp on your individual profile. So if you're an individual or a consultant, you want to represent your skills, that shows on Co. If you're connected on the team of any business, you will also boost the ranking of that business. So you'll get a higher ranking, more views because you've taken the time to learn. Co-events like this, but we're also upcoming Co-Expo. You'll hear more about that. We're trying to do more to bring our audience together. And as part of that, hot off the press, at the end of last week, we launched Coinsiders, a networking group exclusively for our pro members. It's really exciting what's going on there. Really quickly, we're seeing networking happening. It's the beta test for something we've been planning on Co for a long time, called Co Circles, and we'll work towards that. But if you want to meet and connect and network and share what you do, learn from others, Coinsiders is your way forward. It's a pro opportunity. I've talked about Fireside. We're going to have another brand leaders at the end of this year. And then we've got a number of plans to make it easy wherever you are, whether you're at the start of your journey as an individual, whether you're a large business with a team, to give you access to pro. We've got a special discount to tell you more about later. But let me now pass on to, I see we're slightly over time, pass on to Andy, who's going to tell you about Co-Create.
Thanks, Tamsin. If we jump into the Co-Create pages just to show you all how to find it, if you click on Create at the top there, and then you can click through to your workspace. And if you're a designer, brand, or retailer, you can click Start Your Project Now. And this came out of Co-Create, came out of numerous conversations where we were regularly asked by brands and designers, how do we most simply connect with the suppliers that can supply us with the exact apparel, accessories, fabric that we need. And so that's why we developed Co-Create. It only launched a few weeks ago, and it is a brilliant tool. It should only take about 5 minutes to submit your project. And Laurent is just running through it here to show the fabric one. You select your required sustainability practices and so on. And then once you've done that, you can either approach suppliers directly through Co, and there's a simple way when you connect with them, when you message them, to send them your project. And you can also await suppliers to contact you directly. And once they have done so, you can give them access to any of the sensitive stuff you've uploaded. For example, your tech packs that is hidden until you grant approval to release it to specific suppliers. And once you've done that, then the supplier can submit a proposal to you. So if you're a supplier, then head to Browse Projects. Everyone can see this. This is the overview of projects that have been submitted so far. And to request to see the details, you click See More. And this gives a brief overview of the project. If you think it is of interest, you simply click Request Full Access, the button there, and you will send a message to the project owner, the brand, who will grant you full access. Once you've got that, you can submit a proposal. It pulls through all the information, the relevant information from your business profile, so that it's super quick and easy for you to submit a proposal. And you can choose to submit a price point, or you could ask for more information before submitting the cost. So that's Co-Create. Encourage you to use it. It is for any member who is on any of the pro business plans. Yeah, encourage you all to sign up to that and take advantage of that new tool. We also have, just very quickly mention Co notices. So businesses on Co can use a notice on your business profile. At the top, if you're a pro business member, you'll see there is a banner at the top, and you can submit a notice, and you can use that to promote events, advertise jobs, showcase your company's announcements around impact, around innovation. And as well as showing on your business profile, it shows on this notice board that we're looking at now. It also shows up alongside relevant articles on Co and on the dashboard of our 50,000 users. So this is a fantastic way for you to get the word out there about something that you want to promote. That is increasingly being used, and I would encourage all of you to actually check out the notices that others have submitted, because there's some fascinating things on there. Over to Melanie to briefly share a little bit about Co credits.
Thanks, Andy. So Co-credits, if you aren't already familiar, are our new online training courses. They allow you to get up to speed with the latest innovations, information about the issues and the solutions across a range of issues. We've got 2 on fabric and fabrics, which I'm just going to allow the in impact, Laura. So if you have a look, we have understanding sustainable fabrics, and we also have a switching to sustainable fabrics. The understanding sustainable fabrics, if we can go to that one, this gives you a real overview of the key issues. We look at synthetics, we look at natural fibers, we look at the issues, but we also, most importantly, focus on the solutions. We explore the complexities of working with sustainable fabrics, what some of the limitations are, but also, more importantly, explore the opportunities as well. So it's a really fantastic overview and probably a great starting point to access our co-training credits. And as Tamsin said, the reason we've kind of grouped our content in this way is to allow brands to be rewarded for putting in the effort. We know it takes time to do a course, to read through the information. And the reward is that you will have a boost to any business that you are connected to on Co. Will have a boost to its search ranking, or will appear higher in the search ranking. You will also, if at the end of the quiz, take a at the end of the course, take a short quiz, and that quiz, if you pass, you will have the badge, which you can see in front of you there, which says Fabric 1, Understanding Sustainable Fabrics. That will appear on your personal profile. It will also appear on your business profile. So anybody who views either your personal or business profile will be able to see that you are involved in, professional development, that you are working on this, and that you are actively trying to improve your own knowledge and skills and that of your business as well. So I really encourage everyone to have a look. We also importantly have a free credit, which is in another section of the site. If we go back, Laura, yes, Fashion and Planet there, just on the left. This is a great way also if you want to find out a bit more about credits. It's free credit. It gives an overview of the key issues, particularly focusing on climate, and it's a week-long course. The others take 5 weeks. This one is a fast-track course, and it will give you a real taster of what our credits are like. And again, you will have the same benefits as the ones I just mentioned. You will have a boost to your ranking if you're on Co, and you will you will have the badge appear on your personal business profile. So no reason not to get stuck in. And I'll leave it at that in the interest of time, so that we've got enough time for a Q&A. So I'll pass back to Tamsin.
Thank you so much, Melanie. And more credits coming out all the time, including many that will support you if you're looking for a leadership award, such as our sustainability roadmap, which you can upload to your profile and increase your ranking. So just to finish off on how do you get access to some of these? So we have a number of plans that support that. I know many of you are already members. We've tried to keep the cost low at the entry level, and we have discounts. So anyone who gained an award, you will have already been given a special award discount. We have special discounts also for those who want to showcase at Co-Expo. For packages that we have, so as an individual and associate, join our associate network. Our associate network is incredible. Individuals who are committed to changing the way fashion business is done, who are many of them experts, pioneers, just people who are committed to a different way of doing fashion. And so as an associate, you have access to all of our events like this, all of our pro content, our co-credits, our co-insiders group to connect with others who are doing this. The other 3 packages are business packages, starting at a Pioneer, which you can upgrade to just for a month at £39, or make quite a saving over a year. And as a Pioneer, you can access notices, you can access co-create. So you can, as a supplier, you can respond to projects. As a brand, you can create projects. We want these to be about serious businesses. So we know that it works better when our businesses that our pro community is by far our most interactive and engaged community on Co. They're people who are doing things that matter. If you're a business that has a team of 5 or more, you'll make a saving with our team package. That gives you all the benefits of Pioneer, plus 5 of your team gaining access to Associate, which includes all of our events. Any of your team can take co-credits. Any of your team can be a part of Co-Insiders. Everybody on those 5 team members gets unlimited connections across the site. And finally, our leader package, which is about putting the spotlight on businesses and supporting businesses to take those steps towards leadership in the fashion industry and get acknowledged for it. So we will support you to gain the leadership standard. You can gain that in between the award processes. You don't have to wait a year. You can get that stamp. And in addition, as a supplier, you can showcase at our expo. As a brand, you can get your team trained up. We give you an account manager. We support you to get to the next level. It's so essential that the industry moves towards better practices now. Time is running out. If at the last year's COP26, we learned that at the current trajectory, we're over 1 billion, going to oversail the greenhouse gas emission target of the fashion industry by over 1 billion tons. It's urgent that we act differently. And so this is partly what our package is. This is what our focus is, to support our members to do better and put the spotlight on those who already are. So, and just finally to mention that we have a special discount. I don't know if someone can post it in the chat. We have a special discount available until for 1 week from now, 2022, 15% off any of our annual upgrades if you want to take advantage of this. If you're already pro, please do use these services. And if you have any questions, get in touch. Our team is here to support you. So I'm going to now pass on to Andy, who's going to tell you a little bit more about the Expo.
Brilliant, thank you. We'll get to everyone's questions in just a second. We're very nearly finished. But super keen to highlight Expo to you. It takes place in 1 month's time. There are 3 things that our 50,000 members do on Co. They learn, you create, and you connect. And we're going to bring all that together in 3 days for Co Expo 2022. The inaugural Expo was last July, and we are doing a couple of things different and some things the same. And so just to highlight very, very quickly, the primary things we're doing this time is to connect suppliers and brands. So there'll be supplier showcases to drive connections for sourcing. So if you are looking for a sustainable supplier, you can attend Expo. You just register as a visitor. The link will be posted in the chat. If you're a supplier, this is a fantastic opportunity to showcase your products and services to a global buying audience. But it's not just about this one event. It's also about the benefits you get for 12 months, including full access to Co-Create, which I mentioned a few moments ago. Plus, if you can sign up as an exhibitor in the next 2 weeks, you get 33% off as an early bird. And if you sign up this week as an exhibitor as an extra thing, you'll be included in the launch of the Expo Hub next week. So that's a whole lot of goodness right there. The other thing, so alongside connecting suppliers and brands and supplier showcases, the other thing is learning. So in response to requests and feedback following Expo 21 in July, we have an exciting addition to this year's Expo. And that is 2 masterclasses, which are free for all pro members. These are pro masterclasses, and they look like they're going to be absolutely stonking. The first one is how to source sustainable fabrics and reduce climate impact without breaking the bank. And the second is how mindful manufacturing can reduce your carbon footprint, change lives, and keep costs down. We're going to be learning from experts. There are limited spaces. I encourage you to register now. Over to Laurent, who is going to introduce our exclusive partnership opportunities before we answer some questions.
Thank you so much, Andy. After operating everything in the background, I'm glad to get to speak very quickly as well. I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. So just quickly, we are also on a yearly basis partnering up with the best of the best within the sustainable fashion industry. This is a very select few companies that we speak to, and we want to offer the opportunity to these companies to essentially associate themselves with Co and really be part of the Co narrative and the Co story in 2022. And the way we do this, there are sort of three pillars to that. The first one is, as a partner to Common Objective, you will be included in the global campaigns that we offer. Then there is part of the entire deal that you can, if you want, get your own dedicated hub. As we've just seen the Award Leadership Hub, in that hub, you'll be able to establish your thought leadership with all the great content that we produce together with our brilliant head of content, director of content, Melanie. And then you'll be able to headline an event as well. That might be during Co-Expo, that might be during other events. We will look at that on a one-to-one basis. In general, if you're interested in partnering with us, feel free to get in touch with me, get in touch with us. My email is down there, laurent@commonobjective.co. I can't wait to have amazing conversations. I'd love to tell you about all the great companies I've already had the chance to meet, and I hope that you'll get to meet them as well. And with that, I'm giving back the virtual microphone to you, Marielle, I think. Oh,
Thank you, Lauren.
sorry,
What
Marielle.
are we missing? What are we missing?
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you, but there is one thing I'm really passionate about that you guys absolutely need to do. If you're a pro member, please join our Co-Insiders group. It started a couple of days ago. We got to meet amazing people, and it's your opportunity to directly message whoever you want to message within the Co-community from your work desk, so to say, because we've launched it on Slack and it is an exclusive Slack group that you can join. I've been very busy answering messages while I probably should answer emails. And it's been amazing getting to know all of you. So please join. You're very welcome. Looking forward to meeting you all. And now, Marielle, I'm going to shut my mouth. It's up to you.
No worries. You can also, if you join Co-Insiders, post your questions after event. Each day you will have one co-team member taking care of you in Co-Insiders and also the Common Objective platform. So now let's get started with the Q&A session. Wonderful. So thank you so much for joining us today to showcase leaders and 2.0. So thank you, and until next time, bye-bye.